if your goal is to pick up women in a quantity standard, you're listening to the wrong podcast. I think you just kind of have to find what is you and go down that road.
So what's a deal breaker for you in a marriage?
I've seen relationships that have worked. Because my grandma and grandpa, for example, were married for 6 years, right?
Wow.
6 years. My grandpa did all of the hard work. He built his own house. He's been married 40 years. But, like, my grandma basically was the brains of the operation. Your goal is to pick up people that align with your values, and it's a quality dating atmosphere. Be you.
That sounds like good advice.
For me, on first dates, like, personally, I like a little bit. I don't like to get hammered on the first date, but I like a little bit of alcohol to alleviate all of that pressure on that first date. Because there's a lot of people out there that are not awkward. I've got too many problems, so I'm just like, no, let's just solve this problem real quick. Let's talk about stuff we didn't need to talk about on the first date. But
yeah,
because religion, I won't. And I will make it unless it gets really deep. But that's usually because you got all that chemistry flowing and you kind of know.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
for the most part, religion is usually hands off first date.
Okay. Yeah.
But politics, yeah, get those out of the way.
Right. Okay. So would you also be trying to find out what she's interested in to maybe plan a second date, or what's your go-to topics on that very first date?
I don't have go-to topics. I play it by ear. They're interested in whatever, like miniature golf. I'm like, okay, let's go. This, like, just random, like, take something from that first date.
Yeah.
And turn into something else. Like, she likes nature. It's like, well, there's a hiking trail this way.
Nice.
It really, like, second dates are really all about, like, okay, we both know each other now. Yeah. Let's kind of figure out a way. Let's find our common ground, because no two people are exactly alike. Yeah. But let's find a common ground. Let's expand upon that part. When, like, first dates, movies are terrible.
Right, yeah.
Second dates is situational. Third dates are usually the movie, but at third dates, it's socially acceptable. Hey, we're sleeping together after this date. It's just kind of... And that's all movies' fault. Like, that has just been movies' things. Because,
right.
Honestly, like, that isn't my rule at all, actually.
No.
No, I'm actually kind of like, I try and wait like a month. But that's a new development. Like, that's only happened in the past, like, 3 years.
Okay.
Because it used to be, I'd sleep with anybody whenever. It was just like, cool, fun. That sounds great.
Yeah.
But I want more value out of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like my patience is very rewarding, because it is always better, and it is always more affirming that you're making a good decision.
Yeah.
Because I've had several nights where, like, it could have ended in the coitus. And like, not even 2 days later, I was like, I am so glad I didn't go down that road. I just think, I don't know, pictures of dicks are kind of like... Plus, you get to sit there and judge it. You're like, I don't know if I like that vein placement there. That head's a little disproportionate. I don't like that curve.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Like, there's just...
Actually, that is a very good point. I'm thinking it through, because if a woman sends like nudes, there's a lot of different things she could play out. Maybe some aspect of her looks really great. Yeah. Whereas with guys, it's down to that one, like, very small part of his physical being.
Yeah. And, like, I'm a guy that, like, I can't be like, here, look at my abs. So, like, I have a six-pack, but I'm drinking it right now.
Okay, so we were talking before about how guys are sometimes expected to pay, particularly if the woman has only really dated men. So what about the car you drive? Do people judge you for that too?
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
And it's entirely different because before I had the Subaru, I had a Focus hatchback and I had a sports car.
Oh, nice.
And a sports car, if I drive the sports car, literally I walk into the bar and people are just like, "Oh, the dude's a sports car. Oh, well, that's cool."
Oh, so there's like a little bit of a buzz before
There's a little bit like everybody's just like, well, when I drove a kind of rare-ish, like you don't see them a lot. It was a 2000 GT.
Okay.
Like, and it was VR4, and it's just like it's a car you don't see very often.
Yeah.
Because it was 97, so it was a little older.
Okay.
But just like I do with most things, I take pretty good care of them.
Yeah.
And it looked pretty nice and new because, like, if I'm gonna drive my sports car, it's gonna look nice.
Yeah. No, that's great.
It wasn't in great condition, but it looked good.
Yeah. That's the main thing.
But I still check on it every now and then for whatever reason. About once a year, I message the guy that I sold it to. He's like, "How's she doing?"
Oh.
And he's spent like $20,000 on this.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I'm happy because I would never had the money to spend 20 grand on the car, but like, because me and that car, and I told him when I sold him, I'm like, this car has seen 7 blizzards, okay?
Gosh.
And I gave him all 4 snow tires to go with it.
That's nice. Yeah.
Because it was an all-wheel drive sports car, which is kind of rare.
Yeah.
And every time it snowed, I'm like, this is my time to shine.
Yeah.
And I just go out and I have fun. But
excellent. Yeah.
But yeah, cars do say a lot about you because it can be, are you responsible? It can be what you would look for in a car. Do you like the fancy stuff? Do you like the typical whatever? Because I don't think it's a definitive thing, but I do think cars do say a lot about a generality.
Yeah.
Because, like, typically if I see somebody that drives a Toyota, I'm like, okay, you're probably a pretty responsible person. You're kind of like, well, it's a very dependable car. It's a good car. I see somebody drives a BMW. Not all of them, but like most of them are kind of not the people I hang out with.
Right.
For lack of a better term.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
It just, car does say a lot about you.
So if a guy's looking to date more, maybe he should think about the car he drives?
Well, no.
Oh.
I think he should be true to himself. I think if BMWs is something that calls you, you're going to attract people that like BMWs.
So it kind of keeps the relationship at a different level if you haven't had sex.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because it changes a lot. It really does. Like, people don't want to admit it. Well, actually, most people do admit it. But,
yeah,
like, it really, once you sleep with somebody, like, you have a connection, especially if it's good. Because when it's good, it's a fucking problem. But,
that's really, I find that refreshing, but also somewhat surprising because I had thought naively that for guys, just getting sex is a great thing and it wouldn't change their emotional connection to the relationship.
I can't speak for other men, but I can speak for me. Like, the second I sleep with somebody, I'm never forgetting that person. And on top of that is I'm going to have a connection to that person probably for the rest of my life.
Wow. Amazing.
I only have one person, I forgot her name. And literally we were both slosh hammered. And it was one of my 1-2 night stands.
Right.
And I'm not particularly proud of that one, but she was from out of town, and I had to kick her out because I literally went on a weeknight, and I had to kick her out at 6:30 in the morning at my house because I'm like, I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
And I felt awful. She was passed the fuck out. Like, she was drunk. And like I was drunk too. Like we both were back at the house. We were both that drunk.
Yeah.
Like my car was nowhere to be found. And the reason I had to wake her up so early because I had an hour to get to work, but I had to ride my bike. It's only a mile and a half, but still,
yeah.
My car was not there.
Yeah.
So
it's a messy night.
It was totally a messy night, but she was passed fuck out, and I have one of those stupid automatic beds that kind of like folds up, and she wouldn't wake up, so I put it in the most awkward position, and she flips the fuck out as I'm putting it in this. Like, what the hell is happening in the bed? I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You wouldn't wake up. I like shook you and I did like the usual stuff. And then I moved the bed and that was the only way, but she flipped out. Like she literally got out of the bed like the world was on fire.
That's hysterical. Oh my goodness. What a thing to happen.
Oh, and I kind of felt bad afterwards, but I was like, look, I didn't know how to wake you up, but you got like 15 minutes to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those situations where you buy a Uber home. I'm like, no. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't remember her name. And
wow.
And call it a dick move, but like she instigated that entire night. That was all her fault.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Because like I did make the first move because I told her we were playing my hangout in Kansas City was an arcade bar. Okay. I was like, hey, come over here. We need an extra person.
Oh,
and
nice.
Her exact words is like, I ain't got nothing better going on tonight. I'll come over. Mm-hmm. And then I really don't remember a whole much rest of the night. I just remember that she was literally that passive. And I do remember it's like, where's your place at? Because she's like, she was from Nebraska. I was in Kansas City.
Okay.
And she was in town for whatever. And she's like, where's your place at? And I'm like, it's like a 10-minute Uber ride.
Yeah.
And she's like, we're going there. I'm like,
Wow.
okay.
So she was on a mission.
Well, yeah, she's not in town. She's in the land. She's wanted to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think it worked well, but like, it was a little like, for her, anyways. For me, like, I got nothing out of it.
Oh, wow.
I was that point in the night. Like, if I drink too much, like, I'm not getting off. It's just not happening.
Gosh. So everything you're saying seems like the reverse of what I would expect to hear from the guy.
Yeah. Again, not typical.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
But like for me, like, if I had a lot to drink, I'm gonna enjoy myself. Like, I might have all the fun in the world, but like, there's gonna be no climax at the end. Because the more I drink, and I think that kind of is why I am the drunk I am.
Yeah. When
I drink a lot, like, I am the responsible person.
Oh.
But at the end of the night, like, trying to have sex, you're just like, ooh, are you getting off? You're getting off. And it's all about being in my own head. And I know that's the problem.
Right.
And I've worked a lot on that, actually. Like, I've actually done really good at, like, being able to get off more frequently. Because when I first went back in the dating world, like, post-ex-wife, like, it wasn't good.
Okay.
I've only had one encounter sexually on the first night we slept together that I got off.
Oh, wow.
And that was 3.5 hours later. So I don't really count that one, but she also became my girlfriend for 4 months because I appreciated the effort. I was like, she's like, we're not going to bed until it happens. And I'm like, okay.
Gosh.
You asked for this. And she had this sex set list. It was about 12 songs long.
Oh, wow.
And 12 songs for 4 hours. You hear them all over and over.
Oh, my God. That's hysterical. I love
Which I was like, really, your sex set list is 12 songs long? Who are you sleeping with?
That's all she needed. Oh,
that's she was very sex positive. And like, I had no problem with it at all. But like, also, I'm like, who are you sleeping with? And like, your list is 12 songs long. Come on.
That's going to be like, what? 15 minutes? No, a little longer.
Well, we'll just say the average song is 4 minutes.
Okay, 48 minutes.
16:42.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. So 3/4 of an hour and you're done.
I mean,
It's funny.
my first endeavors are never that short. It's just like, no, this is game time. It's a resume. It's like, here, this is what you look forward to.
Yeah.
I mean, I can self-perform post that, but like, as a guy, I'm like, the women has the power when it comes to sex.
It's interesting.
Well, because they're harder to get off than men. Men are traditionally very easy to get off.
Right.
I know I'm slightly atypical, but like, they have that power there because they are the harder ones to get off.
Right. So do you think?
And I'm really great at the beginning because it's like, no, I'm just nervous in my head and it's not going.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like, no, you got to go 1 or 2 times before I even think about it.
Right. And is that the norm? Is that the
No, that is not the norm for guys.
Right.
I mean, we talked about memes earlier. There's about 72,000 memes about men can't find the clitoris.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's what I hear.
Yeah. And I can't lie. Like, it took me a long time to figure that out, too.
Right.
But, like, luckily being married for 13 years, eventually she's like, hey, it's right here.
Oh, my God, I can just imagine. So do you think that the emotional connection is important for... No, not important for guys, but do you think it changes the way that sex is?
I can't speak on behalf of, like, all guys. I think for me, an emotional connection is the difference between good sex and just, like, that was not worth my time.
Wow. Yeah, that does... To me, I mean, I don't know much about guys, but, yeah, it sounds unusual. But maybe I'm wrong.
Because there was a time in my life that I was just like, yeah, I'm having sex with somebody. But that was literally, I was 33 and I hadn't had sex with anybody else.
Yeah.
In my entire life other than my ex-wife.
Sure, yeah.
So after I got kind of like past that point of where I went out there and lack of any better terms sowed my royal oats and kind of like, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah.
I realized how empty all of that was.
Right.
And I know plenty of men, and if any of my friends listening that are that guy, I'm sorry, but like I know plenty of them that are just like, no, it's good for me. Like it's all I need.
Yeah.
It's not for me. But I do know men that are just like, oh yeah, I slept with her. And I slept with her, and I slept with her, and I slept with her.
Right.
And not really an accolade. For me.
Yeah.
I can't lie though. Also, the flip is you talk to those friends that are like that, and they're like, blah 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 blah. Who you been dating? And I'm like, oh, here's a picture, and you'll be all like proud, like yeah. But I think that's a guy thing. I think that's something that like I'm not necessarily proud that that's a part of me, but
yeah.
And I've worked on that not being a part, but like you still do it.
Right.
But also you're just like, yeah, I date this person because that's how quality of a being I am.
Yeah.
That like this person was interested in me.
Okay. Kind of bragging rights.
Yeah, and like coming from Kansas City, like that's something that's hard to untrain.
Yeah.
Because like as I said, it's a very machismo, cowboy-esque personality type town.
Yeah.
And like I love Kansas City, City of Fountains, beautiful city, a lot of good culture, but there are definitely some areas that just need a little bit more culture in their lives.
Right, okay. Yeah. Well, it's a wonderful place here in New Orleans for culture. Well,
culture-wise, it's the reason I moved here, but...
Yeah, sure, yeah. So have you got any advice for women on the other side of all of this when it comes to sex? Oh,
I mean... I don't know necessarily about advice, but like, I mean, I would give it the same thing as like, is it worth it?
Right. Yeah.
Don't do it for anybody but yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't have anything other than that. It's like, is it worth it? And is it going to have value in your life? Like, if you sleep with this person, is he going to do anything other than get off a physical need that we all have, unfortunately? I would be happy to do away with it.
Oh, wow. Oh, dear.
Oh, if I could get rid of that feeling, I'd just be like, man, I could be so successful.
Oh, gosh. Interesting.
But,
Yeah.
like, if you know it's not going to be good afterwards, and just having dated several women, like, if you know the sex isn't going to be good, and you know the guy isn't good, why are you doing that to yourself?
Yeah.
It's like, and I just, because I'm very open, like, when I'm talking to people, and usually when you're on dating apps and you're dating several people and you're open about dating several people,
Yeah.
people will talk to you about the current people they're dating.
Okay.
They just will.
Yeah.
And, or the people that just dated, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And the horror stories you just hear.
Yeah.
Because I know you mentioned earlier about, like, the random dick pics that, like, all women get. I'm like, trust me,
Even
I get that
as
one,
well.
having downloaded Grindr for my first gay experience. Like,
Yeah.
and then my current recent experience where I had, like, 6 Grindr accounts
Oh, gosh.
created by my ass.
I'm so sorry. That was not.
I mean, no big deal, but, like, dick pics is just kind of like, and like any men listening, you're like, that ain't the way to go. Come on. I'm like, I don't care how proud you are. You can be on fucking Jeremy. And I'm like, come on, be at least decent for human.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to touch it unless you're decent.
Yeah. I don't get where they came from in the first place, dick pics. Who thought that was a good idea? I mean, maybe
I don't know. Like, I've known enough guys in my life that men are just really proud of their penises.
Right. And they can't wait to show it to everybody.
Yeah. I said, sorry for listening. I've had friends just be like, hey, check this out. And I'm just like, dude, I don't want to see your pecker. What the hell?
That's crazy.
Because, of course, alcohol is involved, but it's like, why are you pulling your pecker out? And I guarantee you, probably 9 times out of 10, when a guy sends a dick pic, he's probably drinking. But still, I'm like, why?
That makes more sense. Yeah.
I have only sent dick videos, and they've only been requested. I have never sent a dick pic.
Okay, back up. I don't know what a dick video is.
Okay, so, like, for me, it's like, well, what fun is just, like, a singular picture? I would like a video, and I would like to show you, like, what's going on, and I was like, me being involved in that video.
Goodness, okay.
So, and it usually involves me climaxing, because, like, that's the part of my life, right? Like, if you're going to give a video, or if you're going to give something to somebody, I'm like, no, here, have a full thing. Because the only time I will send a singular pic, I will give it hidden behind clothes or just underwear.
Okay.
And you just get the dick print. And that's the thing, where you just get the dick print in underwear.
Okay.
But, like,
so
if somebody's requesting just like, I want to see how hard you are right now, I'm like, okay, well.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, and that question usually only gets a stroke. It doesn't get the climax, but.
Right, okay.
But usually that question is followed back by, like, show me more. But.
Oh, well, that's good. So you're handling it correctly then.
Yeah. My divorce papers are somewhere, I think, 2015, I think it's 2016, actually. November 4th. I know the date. I call it D-Day. Divorce day.
Divorce day. So that was
I had a lot of fun my divorce day.
What did you do?
Oh, I left the courthouse straight to the bar. And I made a lot of friends because I told everybody, I was like, I got divorced today. in the most drunken fashion
Excuse me.
I could possibly do.
Oh, it's got to be done.
And I made a lot of friends that night.
Wow.
I'm still friends with a lot of them on Facebook right now.
That's cool.
And it's also November 4th is also the day I moved to New Orleans.
Wow, the day you got divorced.
Yeah, so that day's coming up.
Yeah, we should.
You're welcome to come. Well, I am celebrating. I celebrated that day every year before I came here, and I am most certainly celebrating it now.
Fantastic. That's
You're
great.
welcome to come out for the
Thank
celebrations,
you.
but
Oh, I will. That
we'll
sounds
keep on topic.
nice. Yeah. Yeah, so divorce is a weird one. I don't think I've ever celebrated getting divorced. I think I just felt kind of sad. So maybe I should get to a happier thought about it, really.
I mean, for me, like, I knew it was over in June and we didn't get divorced until November.
Right.
And it only took me 6 months to realize how much better off I was without her.
Right. Wow.
Like, I was just like, oh, wow, I don't have to do this.
Yeah.
I don't have to pick up 72 beer cans every day.
Oh, bless you.
I don't have to fix this stupid water heater.
Wow.
I gotta get on the roof and try to figure out where the roof leaks come from.
Mm-hmm.
None of this stupid stuff that, like,
Yeah.
like, I did a lot.
Yeah.
And, like, I didn't do anything extra because, like, I already did my own laundry because she would do the laundry, but she would only do it, like, every other week. And I'm like, I only got, like, 4 pairs of clothes I wear that I love. Because, like, I've got lots of clothes, but, like,
yeah,
I've got my weekend outfits and I've got my non-weekend outfits. So if you only clean it every 2 weeks, it's like, well, I need my weekend outfit.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't got a lot of money. I'm like, I got, like, I normally carry, like, a couple pairs of weekend stuff. Now I'm doing a little better.
Yeah.
I've got, like, 6 pairs. But
nice.
Now I go out during the weeks every now and then because, like, in New Orleans and, like, it's playing here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, like, I gotta have all that.
Interesting. Yeah.
But, like, I was just like, so I did a lot of my own laundry. Like, my life literally got no more complicated.
Did it go well? If not, what did you learn?